Hi everyone! This is Amy. Hi! She's got beautiful hair. It's curly. Okay, so this is what we're shooting for. And this is what we've got currently. So she's got some blonde in there that we need to go ahead and remove. We use Davinus color. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys about formulation. All right, so Amy.
So I was thinking instead of the light, since I wanted to get away from blonde, like deep auburn.
Okay. Okay, so
just for like if in the sun, just a splash of auburn.
Auburn coming through. Okay, so she's got existing level 9 color in there right now. You know, it's pretty cool. So when she says auburn, in my head I'm thinking, you know, level 6, 7 warm. Her base is a natural 5. And this photo that she's showing us looks like it's needs to be taken down to a 4. Get that. Maybe even a 3. The problem with doing a 3 at the root, I don't want her to have a floating root as the grow out happens. So I either A, need to talk to her about doing a demi at her root so that it gradually fades up, or if we do the permanent, I need to keep her at a 4 instead of a 3. So, which one? Maintenance is going to be a big factor. So if she wants to come back every 8 weeks or so, we can do the permanent. But if she's wanting more like 12 to 15 week maintenance, then we're going to have to do a demi.
Okay.
What do you think?
I mean, I think the demi, it always grows out nicely.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I definitely want the dark chocolate.
Okay, but to get that dark, would have to be a permanent.
Oh, okay. So if I promise to be good on maintenance.
Well, I can go kind of in between that with a demi. I just am afraid, I don't want you to have that grow out line. So if you're willing to come back and do just tints every 8 weeks, okay, then we can do the permanent on you. Or what we can do is try the demi first today and then kind of see how it works. And then if you want to go into a permanent, we could the next time.
Yeah,
that's probably what I would do.
okay.
Want to do that? Okay. And then, so you're not concerned with the blonde coming up any higher as far as placement goes. So we're going to make the blonde an auburny color. But you don't want to see those auburn highlights up any higher.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so we're only going to be working with lowlights today and a root color. And I'm actually going to paint the toner on dry so that it actually sticks. Amy's not into her blonde, so we're using Davinus color. This is the line that we're going to use. I love Davinus because it's got Triflex to it. Nothing's really opaque or matte. All of it has a lot of shine and ends up looking really natural because you see multi-tonal color coming through. You can kind of see these are the rich brown swatches. So for Amy, she wants richness, and to me, when I think of richness, I think of warmth. You know, a soft warmth, but there is a little bit of warmth there. I don't want to use an ash on her base, especially if I'm going to go ahead and do warm highlights in there. So what I'm thinking, we're going to do a demi. I'm going to use 4NW, which is our Natural Warm series. This one right here. And I'm going to go in with a 3 to darken it up just a little bit. So half and half, 3 and 4NW. And then as far as a pull through with depth, I am going to use just 4NW. I always like to do my pull throughs half a level to a level lighter because they are going over blonde and we have to control the muddiness. And the other reason, hair, you know, naturally goes darker to lighter. So I feel like having level 3 pull through isn't going to look as natural as it could. And then as far as the blonde, we are going to do something like this, a 6, 3, 5. The 3 is gold, the 5 is mahogany. This ends up being just a beautiful, perfect auburny color. And the 6, I feel like, is a good level for her to sit at with her base being at a 3.5. All right, we'll get mixing. Okay, y'all, so we got Amy parted off. You can see this. This is where she normally parts. So we're gonna work off of that so that we know placement-wise what to do with our 3 colors. So Milani, if you'll show this. This is our base color, this is our pull-through, and then this is our highlight color. So I do color coordinate my voles. The other thing you can do is write with an expo marker on them, but I find that this kind of helps the best. So darkest, medium, mid-color, and light. We are gonna start in the back because I'm not doing anything with a clay lightener. Had I been using a clay lightener and I wanted the front really bright, I would have started in the front. So this is service-wise called the Tint with Balayage. And we're going to outline the section. I've been using a demi on Amy in the past, so she doesn't have any lines of demarcation. So I'm not worried about overlap at all. We're also using a demi this time. It's a 7 volume. I just mixed 10 and 5 together. Davines does not make a 7 volume. And every single hair on her head is going to be painted. So when we go in and do the underneath, this typically doesn't see sun. So this is going to be my darkest pull-through. I'm going to use a piece of saran wrap to isolate the top so that I can set her ends on top and not worry about that root color bleeding in. So I put my root on, and now I'm going to be painting my mid all the way through and really saturating. So I'm using my hands. Tint with balayages are my favorite thing to do. And a lot of people for winter are doing tint with balayages because they want to add a little bit of depth through and get their winter hair, and then they'll go back in the summer. Although Amy told me never to let her go blonde again. So I don't know if Amy will be going back. No. So I'm using a zigzag section. Everything's done in a triangle. Even though it is just a tint, I'm still going to zigzag the parts. Because when I do lay the low light, I want it to all flow. I don't want things to hang horizontally. Anywhere I see lightness, I'm going to use our light color. And there's a little bit in this right here, but not a lot, so we're going to go in with that mid color still. The placement's already there for me because I did her balayage last time. So I don't have to worry about placing the lightness, it's going to be placed for me. So now I'm coming off this way. My angle is this way, so the hair is pushing forward. It's a diagonal back. Hair is pushing forward. I do have lightness in her ends right here, so that's what's going to be colored, our lightest color, the 635. Placing her root and dragging it down in decent ways. I'm going in with the mid. So really, you guys, we're just melting. I love Sunlights. Candy Shaw, she makes the best saran wrap. It's perforated, and then this is just a paper towel holder from Target. You gotta make sure it's a thin rod here so that this will actually turn. We made that mistake with a few of our other ones. We've gone through all 4 quadrants, and this is what's left, just her top piece. So we're going to go ahead and work that out. So she's got, let me see if y'all can see. Can y'all see the blonde right here? So she's got somewhat of like a little money piece. And she did mention that she wants the dark drag down a little farther. Right now the money piece is starting above her eyebrow, so we're going to drag that root color down and then start this money piece down here. Now remember, right now it's sitting like at an 8, maybe a 9, and it is going to drop to a 6. So it's not gonna be super light. And Amy's good with that, she wanted that. So this is where we do, I'm gonna have you tilt your head down, Amy. A fish scale pattern. So I've got her whole section of hair on the top, and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna fish scale. So everything's a diagonal forward, excuse me, a diagonal back. And I'm gonna take it in sections like that. For people who are wanting more of a highlighted look, if I were using Lightner, my fish scale sections would be a lot smaller. And so when I hit the front of it with Lightner, it's gonna mimic more of a highlight pattern. For Amy, we're wanting to keep depth, so I'm not gonna have a whole bunch of fish scales taken out. I'm gonna do 3 max. That way I can keep the depth in there. You can pick your head up. All right, so we're gonna go on, this is my root color. Melting, and remember, we like to keep lightness in a halo pattern, so it is gonna go, you know, we're starting below the eyebrow, and it is gonna kind of swoop around. So that means the back of my section is gonna be painted with depth. So this is the 3-0 4 W. I am going over the blonde with it, 7 volume, it's not gonna get weird on us. Now here's my 4 W, I'm melting it down. Again, keeping the back side of it the darkest. I usually let my toner sit for 7 to 10 minutes. Most of my clients are getting a little bit overtoned though, because they don't come in, but usually every 12 to 15 weeks. So they are leaving a little bit overtoned to get longevity. But unlike shades or color-ons or any of those things, it'll actually stick because we're toning with permanent color and just using a 5 volume to make it a demi. So it's actually coloring the hair, not just tone. There's that triflect in it that we talked about earlier, which makes it seem a little bit more translucent, so it's not going to look like opaque color sitting on the hair. It does look like a tone. Okay, my depth is being pulled down the most in this back piece right here. Because like I said earlier, we do want more of like a halo effect. This is my mid color right here, I'm just melting. And then I'm going to put a little bit of that Innis color in here. And everything's being run into each other. Don't be afraid to get in there and really saturate. Here we are. So every single hair on her head is covered.